Greetings everyone, hey, a warm welcome. Thank you for joining me for this reading. Scorpio, this is your reading for March 2021. So welcome, sit back, tune in, see what the messages mean to you, which ones are relevant, how you feel you can utilize them in the month ahead, and even from the date of update here, which is towards the end of February. We know that 2020 was a pretty full-on year. I think that's a good way of describing it. 21 is also full of very intense energies, and one of which that governs a lot of different timelines during the year is the Saturn-Uranus square. Now, the first of those squares was on February the 17th. We have a second one on June the 14th, and then another one on December the 24th. So these are kind of what you would call major energy fields that will play, and they are quite tumultuous as well. Saturn represents authority figures, rules, boundaries, and traditional establishments, and is also the master planet of karma. We've been seeing a lot of karmic related issues through 2020. We will also see them through this year. I believe they were even surfacing as far back as 19 and possibly even earlier. Now guys, Scorpio is the astrological sign, if you like, of life, death and rebirth, and from that perspective it holds a deep level of karmic interaction. So some of you may be experiencing many shifts that are taking place in your life at a very personal level, and this may have been going on for some time. Others of you may not feel it quite as intensely or obviously, but there could be something in the background that you just feel is changing. Sometimes you might come across people or situations that you meet and you aren't quite sure why, but they seem to really deeply connect with you or affect you one way or another. If you're on the journey of having karma cleared and having karmic debt paid back, when this happens, if you're not actually technically aware of it, you can feel a lightening of being, as if something has lifted from your soul. And this can be even in ways of a health issue clearing up. Things like problems with money may clear up, relationship issues may clear up, and even family issues may become freer and more convivial. I'm not saying it's like a magic bullet, but we notice that when karma and Saturn are around ruling these things, they go such a long way back in our soul's journey that they have an impact here in this timeline and this lifeline. So expect more of that as the year goes on. Uranus, on the other hand, represents motivation, freedom, change, and escaping from our comfort zone. So I think we're going to see a lot of potential change in the year, but this is leading us to the immense change that the 20s herald for all of us as humankind. Now, before we start your reading, and we will technically be using these 3 decks of cards here, I don't know if I'll use any more. We'll see how it goes through the reading. I did some intuitive work for you before I started this. Actually, it was about a week ago now. I've written here for you, so I'm just coming back to the notes. I hadn't actually looked at them before I wrote them, which was last week. I've said this could be a big month coming up in March. I've written wild passion, and in brackets new love, or the reignition of older love. This could be a potential period of fertility and also of new concepts, ideas, partnerships. But you must bring balance to these potential new ideas, concepts, relationships or partnerships. Your base chakra energy may play a role. So that includes things like finances, job, family and home. And again, the message kept coming back to bring balance into these areas. Moderation is key. Also, open your base chakra if your flow is blocked, and release fear of but what if scenarios. So a lot of us have kind of been in lockdown, or we've been stymied or stifled or suffocated a bit over this last year and a half. Some of us may have fallen into the habit of becoming a bit fearful and going, oh, but what if I do this? Or, but what if this happens? So we have to break free from that fear paradigm to allow the new energies to come in and to initiate that new timeline and pathway forward. I've also said, let flow and grounding be your energy fields, and then I said, be strong. So quite a few powerful messages that came in for you guys. We will start your reading now with this deck of cards. This is for Scorpio. There's the first one out. Oh, wow, that is big. That is the Wheel of Fortune for you. First card out, a major arcana. Let's see what else is coming for Scorpio. That was a quick jumper. What else is in here for them? Do they need to focus on, think about, meditate with? The King of Coins. I will move these two decks slightly out of the way. The Eight of Swords, the Seven of Cups. Let's see what else is in here for Scorpio. The Seven of Cups means choices. Ooh. The Three of Swords upside down, and the Ten of Coins. Okay, one major arcana so far. I wonder if we're going to get one more. The Knight of Cups. This is Scorpio for March. What is in store for them? The Princess of Cups. I was just thinking you were getting a little bit of activation of the Court cards in here. So it's people around you that might be on your mind, which could be relationships one way or another. And I think we had talked about that. I'm just going to do one more, and it was a jumper. Oh, okay, so another princess anyhow. So the princesses can refer to the fact that you might be initiating new ideas or concepts. Well, these are like the pages in the other decks, and these are all about new beginnings, new chances, opportunities. We have three of the green cards in, which refer to the heart chakra energy, and the heart chakra is where we feel our emotions. It's often where we have our connection to things like relationships as well. You have two of the yellows in. This is the solar plexus chakra. This is where we feel our strength of life coming in, our self-confidence, and also strength in the body through that area, and also the gut intuitive senses that we pick up. And you guys, being the water sign but also being Scorpio, you're actually very intuitive and very psychic. So if some of you have been not connected to that, this might be a good time now to really tune into your own inner senses, because you have the answers to what it is you are looking for. And if you tune into them at the higher conscious level, or your higher self, or the cosmic awareness level, or your spiritual helpers, you will find some of the answers that you're seeking. We also see that coming in through the Seven of Cups card, which is the purple, which is the third eye, or the mauvey colour, and also the King of Coins. Now, interestingly, there's one red card which is your base chakra area, and it's the Eight of Swords. Now, if you remember, I said to you guys, I felt you had the need to open your base chakra, because this is where you might have been feeling fear or worry, and the Eight of Swords is exactly that. It's feeling a bit of anxiety and saying to yourself, oh, but I'm too scared to take the move or take the jump or try something new. You know, I'm afraid, but what if? So this card has sort of come out to answer the messages that I saw in the very beginning of the reading, and the messages that I got. It's usually very self-initiated in terms of, if the lady in the mirror took her blindfold off, she would see that she was more like this one here, free to actually walk away. So this is a really strong message for those of you who have felt any anxiety or trepidation about projects in the future, or just about the future itself, to try and allay those fears and think more, or pick up more of the positive energy vibe. Meditate, go outdoors. There are many ways to treat anxiety or depression or fear or grief or worry, and it's not necessarily a quick journey, but it is up to us as individuals to self-care. And it's really important to not let worry or anxiety get away on us at this time in life. Yes, life is quite scary actually. There are so many changes coming in, but in those changes there are also good things, and I think if we focus on the good around us, and even just memories of good times, then we can alleviate this kind of feeling of panic that can come in. So we'll put that 8 back down because we don't really want to focus on it too much. The first card, the Wheel of Fortune, sitting over here, which is the major player. It was the first one out. I really love this card. It's a transition of saying you are on the slow turn of change. Sometimes this can be a decade of change because it is the number 10. If we look down here, perhaps I'll pick it up for you. So the 10s indicate sometimes a decade of change. Sometimes it can be that over the last decade, change has been coming into your life one way or another. But the Wheel of Fortune generally says that you are on a positive change, okay? And it can be about anything, because see all the different modalities she's holding up here, all of them, the cups, the swords, the pentacles, and the wands. So this change could be related to any one of those, if not all of them. I think what it tells you is that within a decade, and you look back, you will not be the same person that you are now when you are reading this. This is just a natural evolution of life. It is nothing to be frightened of, but it is certainly nothing to hide from either. You need to open or be open to the energies of the Wheel of Fortune so that you can allow change to come in and providence to gift things to you, ideas, concepts, new opportunities, new relationships, new periods of good health. The King of Coins, well, he could be a person, and an earth sign person who you are experiencing a form of relationship with, whether he is an intimate, close, loving partner, or whether he is a potential employer or someone like a new partnership person. He can be very good and grounded with money, and he can be a great mentor about money. He could also be a bank manager. If some of you are applying for loans, you may have some success with this at this stage. I also see those two lions up there, and I don't know what it is, but for March the lions have really been coming out. Does this have some meaning to do with Leos, or is it more about spiritual animals or spirit guides such as lions? But pay attention to lion energy around you, and lion energy can also be seen in this energy down here, the solar plexus, re-strengthening the self, regaining self-image and self-strength, and feeling confident as well. The King of Coins can also represent positivity within your monetary system, possibly like a firmness of your investment, or feeling confident with some sort of base structure around your finances. You might have some solidity to it, or some positivity as well. If we come quickly to the Seven of Cups, we see that she's lying there in a rather strange manner on the ground, looking into these Seven of Cups. Traditionally, this card has some quite strange looking creatures coming out of the various cups, and the card is always one to say that you have choices coming your way. And remember, the very first message you got was, I think some of you have a very big choice to make. She is contemplating the choices, but some of them are not good for her, but they appear to be good on the surface. So this is a time that you are recommended to do due diligence and to work really hard around the choices you are making, and go within your gut instinct to find out the best answer and the best choice and the best decision. When you get a card like this, and I'd already said you've got choices, don't muck it up. You know, really work through these choices that are coming, because they could be with you for the next 10 years, for a very long time. So you want to make the right choices. The Three of Swords was reversed. This card often portends a surgical type of suggestion or energy, sometimes in and around that heart or lung or chest area. Sometimes it might be to do with the face, like a facial surgery of some sort, or neck even. When it's upright, it tends to suggest that a relationship has come to an end. It'll be a relationship that has been quite close to you. You're sad to see it go. It is moving on. Sometimes with the Three of Swords reversed, it can refer to the fact that through something such as a loss or a discontinuation of a relationship, there comes a deep healing afterwards, like a realization that something that occurred during the breakdown of the relationship leads to acknowledgement or awareness or a higher understanding of a point of view that may be entwined within the relationship or even within your journey forward personally on your soul journey. So it's nothing to be afraid of. It might be a little bit sad that it has turned up. It generally does mean there is a relationship that is in trouble or is thinking of, you're ending it, or the other person might be ending it. Sometimes it means 3 people can be involved in a relationship, and this can sometimes reference things like affairs going on. It doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. As I say, it could be a family member, it could be a work person, it could be a friend within a community. But I think there's great healing that comes from this card, and especially in the reversed position as well. There are some meanings for the reversed position. It says stepping back, avoiding reality, and lingering resentment. So try not to allow those words, the avoiding reality and the lingering resentment, to be the key catchphrases of this card. Try to look into the healing that can come from the moving on of the relationship or the changing out of it. Sometimes it doesn't mean the relationship is completely finished, but what it does mean is it has finished the way it currently is. It cannot remain in the same status quo. It must change dramatically if it is to continue on in your life. We come to the 10 of coins, and the 10 of coins is usually referred to in terms of a family symbology, and I'm wondering then if this 3 of swords may be associated with someone from a family unit, like a sister or a mother, a parent, because this king of coins is around here as well. And then we've got all these 3 court cards after this. There's a possibility that if you've had a falling out from family members, or if you haven't seen them recently, one of them may make contact with you, or you may be trying to reconnect with one of your family members, who could be all these people here. It might be that you haven't been able to see them or travel to them due to the restrictions that have been put on most everyone because of the big virus thing that we've been going through for 1.5 years nearly. It could be too that you go through some sort of reunion where a healing takes place, or a re-ignition of relationships steps up again. These could be brothers and sisters. This could be like a father or a grandparent, or these could be siblings or children one way or another. You might even be an aunt or a step person, or this might be a blended family coming together as well. There's a possibility when this 10 of coins comes out, and it really is quite a beautiful card, it always is in any tarot deck, because it exudes warmth, trust, the backbone of a family, wisdom, knowledge. And again, it's a 10, so you had 2 10s in the reading, the major arcana up there and this one here. And it also exudes wealth and opulence. If you see that beautiful treasure chest there, if any of you are having any trouble manifesting money in your life, or what things we associate with money, such as a job or career or a house, right? If any of you are having trouble with that, take a photo of this card right now, and then have that card where you can see it. Put it on your fridge door or somewhere where you see it often, and then visualize that feeling of abundance and wealth coming to you, or not coming to you, but as if you already experience this, as if it is already in your life. The 10 of coins can mean benevolence from a family member, so like a father figure, a grandparent. It can mean receiving a little bit of money, possibly through an inheritance. Some of you may get together because you attend something like a funeral of a family person, and it may be due to a heart disease, or like a heart attack, or something in the chest, maybe breast cancer. So that's a possibility here as well, and that might be also why there's a little bit of sadness, or feeling anxious about things. If we pull all these together, there's 2 that are cups in here, and cups are emotions, they're love, They're energies of passion and excitement. They're both new beginnings of this. It's almost as if these two are looking at each other, heading towards each other like that, like a closed book. Maybe there is something going on that will have the pages closed on it, so it's secret or private. I know you guys often keep things a little bit under wraps. It could be an offer of love for some of you coming. It could be something you're passionate about. You may find someone you're very interested in a romantic manner, and they might be just lighting your fire. So that's a possibility. This one here is more about communication, ideas, writing things down. So diarising events could be really beneficial for you at this time. Any form of communication and signing written documents. So sometimes documents may turn up. These could be inheritance documents or the reading of a will and last testament. It might be the signing of the lease of a new flat you're moving into, or a house that you are purchasing or selling. It could even be for some of you ideas that you are coming to bring into this timeline, and they might be ideas like writing a book. So some of you might be involved in that type of energy as well. So plenty of different messages there. I do think people play a role for you guys in March, and it may be these people who play a role in some of these decisions that you have to make. So let's put these cards away for now and see what the other decks are here to show you about. We'll do this one first. So this is for Scorpio for March. Oh wow. Sometimes you don't believe how amazing the synchronicity is when cards like this happen, or when the story starts telling itself. So guys, I've talked to you, that was one of the first messages that came, you know, don't let the fear stop you from doing things or making choices or decision or looking into the future or feeling more self-confident or having more strength. So you've got two big messages in there, plus the one that I gave you about the, you know, being worried or being in a place of fear or anxiety as well. If you let that get away with you, you are going to miss making these choices that could be very, very important. So the door to spirit, it could be that someone does go to spirit, and I've talked about this a little bit before, and it might be a family member. It could be a distant family member, like a great uncle or a fourth cousin or something. It doesn't have to be a really close family member, but there is this possibility when that door to spirit card is there. And as I'm saying that, there's an aeroplane flying overhead as well. Some of you may even travel to see this, or to go to reunions or events with other people. The other thing about the door to spirit, it can mean that you are opening up to spirit more, and that you align yourself more to the messages from spirit. So hearing psychic messages, tuning into that. You may see passed over loved ones in your dreams. You may even see like little white sparkles in the background, lights flickering. You may get flickering of lights in your house. Your phone might ring. Some of you, this could happen. So your phone, whether it's a landline or your mobile, it could ring. You go to answer it and there's no one there at all. Well, there is someone there. It's someone from the spirit world. They can't actually literally talk, but they make connection with you in these ways. So keep your eyes open through the month of March, and especially through to April, when we go into that early Easter period, because that's when spiritual portals are very, very open. And as I say, you guys are very able to connect with these energies. It's just the nature of your astrological sign. The thinking woman deploys some logics, strategize, and remember I said to take journals or notes. Really put some thinking into the choices you make, the decisions you're making, and where you're headed. So there's a lot in here for you to think about. The thinking woman indeed. Oh, okay. Adjacent possibilities. See more doors. That's the thing. Choices to be made. And what was that first? Where was the choices card? The 7 of choices to be made. The 7 of cups. I wonder how many doors are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 doors as well. So again, this message is duplicating itself. There's something about you making sure you make the right choices, and perhaps you do that through thinking and applying diligence. They're lovely cards when you look at them up close, aren't they? There were a lot that fell out on the table, all tied up. Wow. Boom. All again. Traditionally in the Rider-Waite tarots, she is tied up in ropes. She also has the blindfold on, but it's the same thing, tied up in knots, too afraid to take the step, take the plunge, see the future path. So it's about freeing yourself up, establishing more self-worth or more confidence, that Leo the lion energy. Walking away from something, we've had that message for you as well, with perhaps the Three of Swords. Rest and rejuvenation. Remember I said there might be something about a heart or chest. It may be yourself that needs some sort of medical tests or checkups, and it may also be someone who has moved on to spirit, not necessarily in the right here and now. It might be someone who has passed over a while back through a heart or chest. I feel like someone is trying to talk to you guys. Like in the reading, it's someone who has passed over from this. And that's weird. I've said this before. I don't know if I said it in your reading. He reminds me of Justin Bieber. I wonder what's going on with him at the moment. Ah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This reading is getting scary, guys. It's getting really out there in terms of the synchronicities and the duplicity of messages and the way they're telling you these messages through different cards. I feel there is definitely someone working within this reading and trying to get the messages across. I can't, and there's a door banging now in another room. I can't get this any plainer or clearer to you. You have to make the decisions yourself about what they mean. Go deep within this reading and find the messages from within. But there's definitely, there's a whole bunch of connection within all of these cards. Yeah, the bottom card, hostilities. We saw that a little bit with, well, just kind of like with this Three of Swords. Not necessarily hostilities, but just a bit of, you know, unbalance. This is the final deck. This is a Doreen Virtue Guidance Therapy deck. Ear chakras. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. So, and some of you may feel or hear ringing in your ears. You may feel pressure in your ears or at the top of your head as well. What else is here for Scorpio? Just one last. Whoa. Vacuum away fear. So you can call upon Archangel Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. You do not need to harness fear. Sit with it, worry about it. Look, whatever situation we're talking about specifically for you, whether it is emotional, relationships, career, money, health, family, your own mental health well-being, don't sit in this energy of worry or anxiety or fear or depression. Call upon these beautiful guardian angel energies or archangel energies and really surround yourself with protection, light, high vibrational frequencies. Do meditation, do breathing work, you know, like calm your breathing and take deep breaths. Ground yourself outside with Mother Earth, with nature, with harmony, and just feel into the positiveness as much as you can if you have any of these feelings. Now, you won't all be experiencing this perspective either. So this could be just a background energy for some of you. For some of you, it may be someone else that you are looking after who is experiencing this. And it could be some of those family members that we saw earlier before, and especially the younger ones. So there we are, Scorpio. That's a great read. Very interesting the way the cards started to really like take over the reading, the messages that were coming in. I love it when readings become so interactive with the other side, with the spiritual helpers, with the celestial or cosmic beings. It makes the reading hopefully that more impactful for you, and that you listen to the messages more, or you can feel into them, or you think about it a wee bit deeper than just hearing my voice. So thank you again, everyone. It's wonderful to be doing these for you. Thank you for subbing the channel and being part of Team Celestial. Much love. Namaste.